what it is, what it do, what it is. It is your boy the Grizz coming at you with a brand new review. This time it is Trepang 2. And well, y'all know I love first person shooters, so I had to pick this one up and I dug in, and I ain't gonna front, I definitely loved it. But before we even get into that, I want to tell you this. If you like the things that you see on this channel, go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure you share, make sure you subscribe, and all of that good stuff. And at the end of the video, holla at your boy at the comments whether you agree, disagree, whether you've played Trepang or you have other first-person shooters that you'd like to recommend. So, I want to talk to y'all about Trepang 2, made by Trepang Studios, which is only like a handful of dudes. And Trepang 1 is basically non-existent. You can only access it through like the Reddit server of the game, and it's just so basically Trepang translates to the term sea cucumber. And basically the first one is a game where you play as a sea cucumber, and it's a platformer and you're just jumping around. It has nothing to do with Trepang 2, and I guess that this is kind of like what they did on N64 with Conquer to Conquer's Bad Fur Day, kind of, to me. Now, when you play Trepang 2, it seems like early 2000s first-person shooters, kind of fear-inspired, but it's not really a horror game. There are horror elements, and I can't front. Those horror elements definitely scared the shit out of me, because it came at some point where I was about to enter a dark room, and I was like, you know what? I ain't in the mood for this right now. Let me cut this off. But I think overall Trepang is a good game, so let's go over some of the pros. First of all, I want to tell you what the premise of Trepang 2 is, and it's you play as Subject 106, and this is on the official website, and it says a mysterious group breaks you out from a heavily guarded black site. Your memories are gone, but your combat abilities are enhanced for far beyond human limits. Fight back, find the truth, and face a threat even deadlier than yourself. So yeah, you basically play as a super soldier, just known as Subject 106. And I won't spoil the story, but you find out what's going on with everything throughout the story. At first the story's kind of hit or miss, but at the end stuff kind of comes together, and it's not a game of the year story by any means, but it's a pretty decent story, and it comes all together. So let's go over the pros. First of all, I like the fact that you get to fully customize your weapons, and this is the first game that I really saw do this back in the day was Crisis, whereas you pick up the gun and then you hold a certain button and they like tilt the gun to the side, and you can add the certain modifications. The only thing though is you only get to do that when you see these certain weapon crates, and you get to customize them, and you only carry 2 weapons, and you get to customize them as far as you get to put on some skins and all. You know, for my favorite weapon was the shotgun, and I definitely was abusing those incendiary rounds. And then you can change the stocks, you can make your pistol full auto, and all kinds of other weapons. And as soon as you pick them up, they're automatically customized to your liking, and that's something that I really like. And I want to say that the load screens are damn near not really there. So once you boot up the game, you go through all of the logos and everything like that, and then you just jump into the game. A loading screen pops up, but within 1 to 2 seconds, it's already gone. So loading screens are really almost non-existent. I want to say there is no aiming down the sights. I kind of don't like that, but I like to, you know, slow things down and take my time and aim. But there's no aiming down the sights. Reminds you of these early 2000s. I'm talking Fear, I'm talking Bioshock. Time Shift is another one of my favorites, and a lot of these games where you couldn't aim down the sights, but it was just super fast, frantic games. And it's also mission based, so you end up, after you get rescued and everything like that, you go to this base and called the safe house, and you go and pick missions. You get to change, you can customize your character, even though you don't really get a chance to see them. You get to change their camos and everything like that. Customize your weapons, look at some of the weapons that you have, pick those out, and then customize them, and then you get to unlock weapons as you progress. Now what I love is that there's a main story, there's side missions if you want to be a completionist for about 30 hours or so. I beat the game between 10 to 15 hours. That's the main story. I did 1 or 2 side missions that I appreciated, and but then you also get to do camo, you get to do weapons, and the combat simulator is really fun. So say if you've played the main story and maybe you don't want to play these side missions, or maybe you've done all of the side missions, everything that there is to offer, you get to go into the combat simulator and you get to fight waves and waves of enemies, similar to Gears of War, similar to Halos, in the horde modes of the lights. And those are absolutely a blast. You know, keep your first-person shooter trigger finger really, really happy. And I think I love this game. And it was really, really fun, and it was a breath of fresh air. So I actually previewed this game on the channel. I played the demo on PC. You can definitely go ahead and scroll back and check the channel out on that one. But just when I was about to buy the PC version, they officially announced the Xbox and PlayStation version, so I went ahead and got this on the Series X, and I had no issues. There was a little bit of pop-in with the game, but the game ran really, really smoothly. I love cloaking. You know, you get the cloak, but I just really didn't like that the cloak didn't last long, but it was a really, really good game. But we went over the pros. The story is decent. The gunplay is superb. Particle effects when you're shooting and the bullets are bouncing all over the walls. The way they light up a room is absolutely, absolutely amazing. But let's go over these cons. I want to say that the game is way too dark. There is no radar, and there's no button to show you where your objective is. So there was a bunch of times where I would find myself in a room, and all the enemies are like black force, you know, black just top flight people with all of the military outfits, and they all on in black. And so basically, you can't see these motherfuckers unless they got the goggles on or you see their flashlights. You can use a flashlight, but if you use a flashlight, that gives you away. Or you can go cloak and try to run up on people, shoot one, grab them, and throw them into a person while while you unlocked a grenade on them and make them blow up and use that as a diversion. But then you can use bullet time to slow stuff down, and that's really when you can really steady your aim. And I caught myself really using that because I always tell people I love video games, but I never said I was good at them. And so my aim just wasn't the best in this game, as you can see in some of these clips. But the bullet time and the cloak, I definitely abused those. I just really wish you could have upgraded that, but you could not. Now, as far as that radar, that's absolutely garbage, because a lot of the times when I would finish most of the enemies, I wouldn't know who's left. I would hear them, and they're talking, and their footsteps and everything, but I couldn't really see where they were. And it would be like maybe 2 to 3 minutes before I could find them and actually take them out. And I really don't like that. And as far as the objectives, sometimes it's not very, very clear where you have to go, so I'll get probably lost in a room. And I guess, you know, that's not even like a mid-2000s thing. This is 90s thing when when games didn't really have radars like that. But I did not like this. And something else that bothers me is that you're a fucking super soldier and you can't sprint for more than 10 feet, which is some absolute bullshit. But the good thing is that it recharges really, really fast right after. But I also don't like how the cloak and all of the abilities don't last really, really long. I will say this though, the checkpoints absolutely suck ass. They're trash. I am not a fan of it. Toward the end of the game, it really, really became a pain, because there's this part where you're fighting a whole lot of enemies in a big area, and every time I died or I failed my objective, they started me in a part where I was already getting shot at. I didn't have a whole lot of health, and I didn't have enough time to figure out my surroundings or where I had to go. So I had to die at least 20 to 30 times to really see where I was and understand it. And finally, I almost gave up. Now, you know your boy, if he gets frustrated, he ain't gonna want to play no more. But I figured I was toward the end, which I was, and I'm actually very happy. It was still very rewarding, and I got through it. But I don't like those checkpoints, and it's really, really trash. But overall, though, the game was really, really fire. Like, you know, some of those caveats as far as the no radar, the objective, and the game being too dark, yeah, that could kind of get in the way. But you also have all of these super soldier abilities that's helping you get along the way. And you can either use your flashlight or you can use bullet time, and you can just tear into a couple crowds. And I love how brutal and graphic this is. Kind of reminds me of Soldier of Fortune. And yes, of course, mixed with fear. Now, I do want to talk about those fear elements, those horror elements. It's not a lot of them. It's not a horror game, but there is definitely some scary shit that's going to catch you off guard. I won't spoil it, but it's not a whole lot of it. It's just really a lot of the time it's you fighting a lot of people, but there is some stuff where you're going to have to slow down a little bit and figure out how to get past some of those horror elements. But I will say, overall, I definitely love Trepang. It was well worth the wait, and once I saw that it was coming to to consoles in physical form, I had to get it. It's only $30, y'all. $30, you're getting 10 to 15 hours if you just want to play the campaign, 30 hours if you want to do all the side quests and complete all of the waves on Combat Simulator and unlock all of these weapons, skins, and all kinds of other stuff. And I want to say that this is a very solid game, solid fun. I guess on the scale, I guess it's an 8 out of 10. I definitely think you should pick it up. It's only $30. even with the game being dark and I have those complaints, it's once again only $30 in a climate where gaming is so damn expensive. Games is anywhere between $15 to $70, and with all of the rumors of GTA possibly being $150, GTA 6 being $150, I say we kind of should really enjoy these smaller games. But I really hope y'all enjoyed this review. I hope y'all enjoyed what y'all saw in Trepang 2. I'm not trying to rhyme on purpose, I promise. So please go out there and pick up Trepang 2, and please enjoy the last little bit of gameplay. This was a very solid, fun game, and I'm definitely gonna be picking it back up. Enjoy the video. Please go ahead, like, share, and subscribe. Tell everybody about this channel, and please pick up Trepang 2.